1, 2. Ooh, what a day, what a day. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen. It's not even showtime yet. You got a pre-show show. Did you enjoy that?
This is for audio. This is what
we get ready to light your fire, then the wood is wet. Welcome, welcome. We're just getting started. We're just getting things heated up. What a day, what a day. First up, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into a lot of formalities, I want to welcome our first official act of the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade opening ceremony, a lyrical performance by America's Golden Dream Dancers. If you put your hands together, give them a nice warm welcome. America's Golden Dream Dancers. Woo! Hot stuff in a hot day for me.
You can switch pretty fast.
Like I said, the pre-show continues. Take 2 from the top. Make you glad your eyes and ears.
When I think back on these times and the dreams we left behind, I'll be glad 'cause I was blessed to get to have you in my life. When I look back on
Ladies and gentlemen, how about that lyrical performance by America's Golden Dream Dancers? Woo! Making you glad you have eyes and ears. Ladies, thank you so much. Continue to enjoy your stay in Hawaii night. Hey, and by the way, although we're an honorific event, this official National Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade and Public Ceremony, in our 15th year, we're also an event of entertainment and some righteousness. And we're going to have a lot of fun today, whether you like it or not. The entertainment continues, ladies and gentlemen, with a special guest performance. We have a performing artist named McKenna Faith, one of America's rising stars, a Gilbert, Arizona native. Anybody else here from Arizona? And American Idol season 22 star, McKenna Faith launches her debut EP, Red Rocks and Roses, an anthemic, faith-driven pop project already gaining worldwide attention. Here for the very first time, put your hands together, please give a warm Hawaiian welcome to McKenna Faith.
How's everybody doing today? Nice. I'm so happy to be here. Let's celebrate our country a little bit with song best for you and Sarah. If tomorrow the things are gone, I hope they come around. And I have to start again, but there's no friend that I think I got it done, to be living here today. Cause I fly still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. I'm going to be American, but at least I know I'm free. I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. So gladly stay around and next to you, in the presence still today. You can never die, I always say, God bless the USA. From the lakes in Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, you see the sun, through Detroit down to Houston, and then to LA. And every American heart just wants to stay and say, there's a man who died, who gave that right to me. So I'm glad we stand next to you, and friend us still today. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this life. God bless the USA. Cause there ain't no doubt. There's humidity in Arizona, so this is new for me. I feel like I just got rained on. I love Hawaii so much. Whenever I think about Hawaii, the song "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" comes to mind. It's so beautiful. Hopefully I don't melt in the state of the beautiful summers. Oh, Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Me, oh, where troubles never make me fall. High above the chimney tops that's away. You fly me on somewhere. Oh, the rain.
Getting all the love off my girlfriends. I saw it. I saw it.
I can't hear you.
Thank you guys so much. We're going to start up right around center.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, showing your love, McKenna Faith. We'll see you on the next big stage, McKenna. Nationally, internationally, I see big things for you. Hey, with SpaceX out in outer space, I mean, I love it. Yeah, she's right. It's a hot day. A hot day, boy. Wow, what a day, what a day. Ladies and gentlemen, the program continues now. I'm going to be asking and inviting each and every one of you out there listening to please now stand for the presentation of the colors of our national anthem performed by the Pearl Harbor Mass Band under the direction of ceremonial conductor Staff Sergeant Allman, a enlisted conductor of the Marine Forces Pacific Band, and drum major Staff Sergeant Jason Omar. They will be joined by the Pearl Harbor Chorus, and following the national anthem, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you remain standing for a performance of Hawaii Ponoree performed by the Marine Forces Pacific Band, followed by Amazing Grace by the Celtic Pipes of Hawaii. Back one more time. I just love it. Can't get enough. They will be joined by the Pipes on Parade and the Amityville American Legion Pipes and Drums. Take it away, Semper Fi, Show Marines. Thank you. Your attention, please. Lift.
Oh, you're moving, G? I'll grab it. We'll grab it, G. You want to see it? Oh, that's
Thank you to our color guard and the time of lead ready for the Celtic Heights of Hawaii.
We can't have her stand here. I'm sorry.
Am I okay?
You're right on her laptop. Back up.
Ladies and gentlemen, my Hallelujah Roar goes out for Amazing Grace by the Celtic Heights of Hawaii, joined by the Pipes on Parade and the Edwardsville American Legion Pipes and Drums. And I know some of you, like me, were praying for the Lord God Almighty's presence and power and favor for our parade today. And Kahuku, right, shows up in different forms at the moment, but certainly in that beautiful song, if that doesn't make me feel glad to be human, glad to be alive, glad to be in Hawaii, an American, and feeling God's presence. So you might want to check your pulse and see if you're still on here. We're going to have some fun today, so let's go on. On a more serious note, speaking of bringing kids in, I'm going to introduce a Kama'aina friend whom I've just been getting to know in recent times to perform a Hawaiian blessing with and for and over you today. Keynote Moana Wong Kali represents is an ambassador to the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. So, Kuma, I'll put the microphone right here. We'll have that blessing and we'll be on with the show. Thank you. Aloha kui o kairi ai ala o ka ie waho aloha e. Ma waho aku o taula kahi o ini I hau lei ani ka lei kaula no na moku. No papahana moku a kea me wa kea kalani hou kapu o haroa o ahia ke ahi kapu o na kahiko. Kahiko Hawaii nui kuauri ka lei ho o heno o nā kai e waruwe. Ku kanaka ka lahui, velo ka hae o ka aina aloha, a maolo wahae. Aloha e, aloha e, aloha e, aloha kako e, aloha. Mahalo, Kumu, Keynote, Moana, Wally, Ambassador Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You may be seated. It's on with showtime here for this, the National Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade public opening ceremony, now 15 years strong. Before I introduce myself, I want to find out who's out there in the crowd. I traditionally, for this time of the program, do a state pride national roll call. Let yourselves be known if you are here. Where are y'all from? Anybody here from California? Whoa. All three of you. New York. Too far to come? What's going on here? Ohio, my first state. His state. Arizona? Come on, come on. How about the great state, biggest state in the country? There should be a big drop for this one, Phil. Delaware. Oh, come on. Show the pride, show the pride. Anyway, we'll be getting to know each other. I'm Joseph Teichel, Surfer Joe the Auctioneer, and proud to be the son of a member of the greatest generation. Joe reminded me how we celebrate the 80th anniversary with regard to the 5-year span from the start to the conclusion of World War II, calling it the 80th, the end of the ceremony, and the conclusion of the war. But my dad was there in Tokyo Bay back in 1945. Anybody else out there, proud daughter, son, and remember the greatest generation? Yeah, come on, make some noise. Are you here? Let me hear you. Amen. Woo, here we go. I can use that though.
Okay. Well, we move her over one and then.
Oh, 15 years, he's been here that long. But he's always changed on it. There's always new people on it, which is good. Because, yeah. All right, here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, behold, on behalf of Historic Programs and the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade Committee, we welcome each and every one of you to the opening ceremony of the 2025 Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade, the largest event commemorating the anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. This is the official event of the World War II 80th anniversary commemoration, like I said. Today, we remember the events of the past by saluting those whose service and sacrifice preserved the freedom of a grateful nation. Are you a grateful nation? Come on, let me know if you're here. We are honored to have 8 World War II veterans, members of the greatest generation, present with us today. We thank you, we love you, and we're going to be always remembering you for your valor, your patriotism, and your dedicated service. Woo! That's for you. That's for you. Right on. Before you, gentlemen, before you are the reason you all serve, members of the rising generation. Among those assembled are school bands for you, choirs, junior Watsy groups, cheerleaders, dancers, and other performers and participants representing nearly 50 states from across America. They are here to express their gratitude and show off their talent to and for you. Oh, I like that shirt. Can I have that when I grow up? Oh, man. We have the Mustang Club here this time. And we got some classic cars. We got a parade to end all parades. Almost 100 entries this year. It's just going to be over the top, over the top. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to acknowledge some sponsors, helping groups, that kind of thing. Please hold your applause to the end of these two lists here. They worked tirelessly to make the trip to Hawaii, to see you, to honor you, and to help remind Americans of the great cost of freedom. We welcome all of you who are here today to participate in the historic parade. We thank those who helped make this event possible. They include the Military Order of the Purple Hearts, the Navy League, the Marine Corps League, Pearl Harbor Tours, Varsity Spirit, our active duty military personnel, the city and county of Honolulu, and the state of Hawaii government, the Young Marines. I didn't hear a separate five, did you? All right. We got at least 2 Marines up here and growing. The American Legion and the team and historic programs. Let's give them some recognition. Right on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your attention please, because we want to give special recognition to those seated on stage today. Of course, there are World War II veterans, like I mentioned, and there are roses, which our chairman will be making a presentation for here in just a moment. Stand by there, Chairman. Sergeant Major Alan Kellogg, I've got some more acknowledgments here. Hold your applause to the end, please. But raise your hand if I mention your name out there from behind me so everybody can see you're on stage if you are. Sergeant Major Alan Kellogg, Medal of Honor recipient. Major, hold your applause to the end. Let's just give him a big rousing rabble at the very end. Major General Christopher J. Shepard, Director of Strategy, Plans and Programs and Requirements at Air Force Pacific Command, plus wife. I like that word there. Plus his wife. That's not local stuff. Otherwise, okay. Christian Montgomery hails from Greenbrier, East, from West Virginia. He's going to be one of our speakers coming up. National Commander, American Legion, Dan K. Wiley. I think he's right behind me, Dan. All right. Yep, just to acknowledge his presence for the moment, and we'll give him a rousing round of applause in a moment. Let's see who else. They mentioned Pam Ray, the National Auxiliary President, American Legion. Sons of American Legion National Commander Bill Clancy. The Military Order of Purple Hearts National Commander Tracy Brown. The National Junior Vice Commander Joe Keller. National President Fran Holt Grevin. Colonel Bill Davis, Commander Young Marines. Alrighty then. Sergeant Major Harold Overstreet, former Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. Distinguished Flying Cross recipients, Vic Bonfiglio, Chris Ferrer, Charles Toby Rushforth, Buzz Willauer, John Pepe, and George Drago. Ladies and gentlemen, make them feel good about being here today. Our honorees on stage. Sorry, I forgot one thing as part of my traditional audience connection warm-up, wake-up routine. Aloha mai, aloha no kako, and aloha. Chairman Joel, I think they're ready for it. All right, I got them warmed up, though. You can't accuse me of not getting warmed up. How about that sun I arranged for, huh? If you don't believe in God yet, you better believe it after today. I've been doing this for 15 years. I've lived here for over 60 years, and you can never get no rain on variable Sundays or any day in December in Hawaii 15 years in a row. I mean, when he makes a call to heaven, I think it's a local call. This guy. I mean, he's got favor. He is, of course, Joel Biggs, your indeed Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade Chairman, President of Historic Programs. Joel, you're a great American. Come on up here. Give him a warm round of applause. He's back.
How about a round of applause for the voice of the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade, Mr. Joe Saxon. Thank you, Joe.
Good to be with you. Joe mentioned that I'm from Arizona, where it is all beach and no ocean. It's also very hot there, not quite as humid, but we love it here in Hawaii. We love the people here, and this is the perfect place for a gathering, a uniting generations. That's what we do here. The rising generation is here to honor the greatest generation through their service and their sacrifice. The rising generation, on behalf of the rising generation, I consider myself still a rising member of the generation, but we can't thank you enough. We cannot thank you enough. My father used to say, you know, boys, you ought to serve, but if you don't, you better serve those who do. And that's really what this is all about. We're here to serve those that were willing to give everything for the freedom and the liberty that we all enjoy today. So on behalf of everybody, thank you. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to make a special presentation, and I'm going to invite McKenna Faith back up here to help me out a little bit. But we have a special medallion. Tina, if you'd help McKenna with that. This is a special medallion that we started giving out years ago. Not only do we produce this event here in Hawaii, but we also produce an event in Normandy, France, to honor our D-Day veterans every June 6th. And this was inspired in part by that. On the front of this medallion, what we call the History Maker Medallion. It says, serve, honor, unify, educate, and inspire. And embossed on the front is a image or an emblem of a statue that is erected at the Normandy American Cemetery, looking over the thousands of white crosses of that beautiful American cemetery. It's called The Spirit of American Youth Rising from the Waves, to honor those young men who gave their lives storming the beaches of Normandy to liberate France from Nazi tyranny. On the back it says, one who represents the spirit of America through selfless service and whose influence affects positive change in the world. Well, each of our veterans is certainly deserving of that. We consider them history makers. And so today we'd like to present them with a History Maker medallion. I'll read their names and then McKenna will present them with this medallion. First of all, World War II veteran Robert Simank. Where's Robert? Robert right here, front and center. World War II veteran John Gleason.
Right here.
Thank you, John. Veteran Milton Ripple. Thank you, Milton. World War II veteran Don Graves.
Over there. Corner.
Right here in the corner, right behind you, McKenna. Thank you, Don. Jack Stowe.
Right here.
Thank you, Jack. Al Chatwin. Right next door. Okay. Robert Hartland. There he is, standing up. Thank you, Robert. Did we get all of our World War II veterans? Lee Anson, right here. Thank you, Lee. Now, of course, we have a good friend who's with us every year, Medal of Honor recipient Alan Kellogg, served in the Vietnam War. Let's present him with a History Maker medallion as well. He gets one about every year, so he's got a whole wall full of those, don't you, Alan? We'd also like to recognize our Rosies. Rosies were on the home front, making sure that everything was working and that our men out at war had everything that they needed. They did an amazing job for us. We'd like to introduce Dorothy Nichols, 102 years young, right, Dorothy? Erlinda Avila, only 101. and Delphine Calvert. Hi, Delphine. We also have Jean Gibson and Artist Woods. Get up here, Tina. These need medals too, all of them. Thank you. We sure appreciate you very much. Thanks everybody for being here. Enjoy the rest of the ceremony. Most of all, enjoy the parade down Kalakaua Avenue. Thank all of you for making the effort to be here. We know it's not easy to make the trip, but we promise you it will be worth the effort. Hopefully you've enjoyed your experience so far. I promise you're going to enjoy the parade tonight. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to, and we want to really thank once again the brains, the mastermind, the chairman of the show, the chairman of the parade, and the opening ceremony, making Arizona proud. You're a great American. Give it up for Joel Biggs one more time. Bringing it here 15 years. Woo! And no end in sight. You keep topping yourself every time there, Joel. It's just amazing. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, your attention please to the following guest speaker lineup. And it's going to be a powerful one to help set the stage and set the mood for our 15th and our biggest and best edition ever of this Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. Our first speaker comes to us from Greenbrier East in West Virginia. Is he the only one here from West Virginia? Hey. Sound doesn't take that long to travel, but we'll get it right. Christian is one of the drum majors for Greenbrier, right? Plans to attend college and study music and sound design. Study sound design. That's interesting. It's designed for those vision and sound is that's mystical as well. So he's going to be followed by the National Commander of the American Legion, Ben K. Wiley. We'll then be pleased to hear from our Pearl Harbor Chorus, right? Featuring students from West Platte High School, Pacheco High School, Denver Christian School, Mount Zion High School, Holton High School, Waverly High School, for the performance of Over the Rainbow. Just want to see how you can react to that. America's Beautiful, right? You can do the other one too, right? Do that good. The redhead over there. We got them all here. All right, Christian Montgomery. We are all ears. Welcome. Give a nice round of applause. Christian Montgomery. Welcome, sir. Looking dapper. Woo! It's showtime.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank you for the great privilege and honor to share this moment with each of you. I would like to thank you for your service. Every December 7th, the nation pauses to remember a moment that changed the course of history. What I have been impressed with while being here is that the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 was more than military stuff. It was a defining moment that clarified terrible force, the price of freedom, and the fragility of democracy. Commemorating Pearl Harbor is not only about honoring the lives lost, it is about reflecting on what their sacrifice means to us today. The men and women who served at Pearl Harbor did not choose the moment history took place upon. I've learned while here that many were my age, barely adults, stationed in what was thought to be a calm focus, far from global conflict. Yet when the bombs fell, the smoke rose over Oahu, they responded with courage, instinct, and sensitivity that revealed something profound about the costume from a private idea. Freedom, we are reminded, is never guaranteed. It requires vigilance, sacrifice, and the willingness of individuals to stand firm in defense of values larger than themselves. The United States' response to Pearl Harbor demonstrated how democracy demands both resilience and unity. In the days that followed, Americans of all backgrounds stepped forward. Soldiers enlisted, factories retooled, families rationed, and communities rallied. Democracy is often discussed in terms of rights, opportunities, and liberty. But Pearl Harbor teaches us that it also relies on responsibilities. Citizens must choose to uphold justice, to defend the vulnerable, and to work together even in moments of fear or uncertainty. The price of freedom is not paid once in a single act of terrorism. It will continue through commitments made in daily life. There is also a deeper moral dimension in the legacy of Pearl Harbor. The generation that fought in World War II understood that democracy is not only a political system, but a moral system. A belief that every person possesses dignity and worth. The war that followed Pearl Harbor is not purely about geopolitical alliances. It was a struggle to protect human rights from fascist totalitarianism, aggression, and dehumanizing ideologies. The cost is staggering. Lives lost on battlefields across the globe. Families forever changed and resources poured into the defense of nations. Yet the alternative, the collapse of democratic freedom, would have been far more catastrophic. Today, as we commemorate Pearl Harbor, we do not do so merely by retelling the events of that tragic morning, but by considering what they demand of us. Democracy remains vulnerable. Freedom remains costly. The threats may look different than they did in 1941. Political extremism, misinformation, rising authoritarianism, but the underlying truth is the same. Democracy survives only when people choose to defend it. The memory of Pearl Harbor calls us to humility, gratitude, and resolve. We honor the fallen not only by remembering their courage, but by living in ways that justify their sacrifice. When we stand for justice, when we protect the marginalized, when we participate in civic life with integrity, we continue the work of those who did. Freedom has a price, paid in both blood and commitment. On this anniversary of Pearl Harbor, we acknowledge that price, and we choose once again to uphold the values that they carry. Thank you once again for allowing me to take part with you in honoring them on this infamous day.
Christian Montgomery representing West Virginia and his friends and team right out there, right? Come on. But on a serious note, I acknowledge Christian for his remark about how it was at his age. I mean, the unthinkable in a place so remote, so apparently safe, that these types of great Americans and the greatest generation, their lives were changed in a blinding second. But bullet by bullet, bomb by bomb, moment by moment, they stood in the way of some horrific alternative consequences and prevented that. And now we have great friendships that are redeemed out of former enemy relations, as Golis wants to remind us, and that's just great news. There is a God. Here we go. All right, our next speaker, American Legion National Commander Dan K. Weiler. Are you ready, Dan? Purple looks good on you.
Aloha! And good morning, or afternoon actually, ladies, gentlemen, veterans, and family. You know, there's a show on TV, there's several, such as Made in America or The Men Who Made America. But let me tell you something. The people that represented America and who defended America are the ones standing behind me. These are the men and women who represented and defended America. Now, President Roosevelt correctly labeled December 7th, 1941 as a day of infamy. But that was only part of it. Today, we also remember the response to that attack as a day of bravery and unity. 15 medals of honor were awarded for actions that day. 51 Navy Crosses. 53 Silver Stars. 4 Navy and Marine Corps medals. and untold thousands of other actions of valor that remain unrecognized. Jack Evans was a 17-year-old lookout on the USS Tennessee during the attack. In 2016, he described what he witnessed to the American Legion. And he said, and I quote, "Everything was on fire. Death and destruction everywhere," he said, before adding, "Most people just set their jawline and went about doing their jobs. There were very few who went into hysterics or anything of that nature. I really wasn't scared. It was so frustrating to be in a situation where there is so little you can do. You want to fight those guys, and there was no way to do it that day." And in the years and months leading up to America's entry into the war, there was no consensus on what the United States policy should be. A number of Americans, perhaps recalling the pain in the First World War, advocated for isolationism. Some influential leaders were even sympathetic to our future adversaries. Yet, Pearl Harbor instantly unified America's resolve. Aggressive tyrannies would not stand. In the immediate aftermath of Pearl Harbor, hundreds of thousands of Americans volunteered for military service, with 134,000 enlisting in the first month alone. 134,000 in the first month alone. The patriotic fervor caused recruitment offices to be overwhelmed, leading some to expand their hours to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to process the influx of volunteers. The United States Navy recruited 42,000 new sailors by the end of December 1941. Yes, that first month alone, 42,000 new sailors. And another 59,522 in January of 1942. The draft had not even yet been expanded during the initial surge. More than 16 million men and women would serve in the United States military during World War II. They were the backbone of what we call today the greatest generation. It is my honor to lead the nation's largest veterans organization, and in the American Legion Constitution, we promise to preserve the memories and incidents of our associations in all wars. 99% of World War II veterans are no longer with us. It is now our solemn obligation to ensure that their sacrifices and services are never forgotten. With your help, we will keep that legacy alive. Thank you. God bless them. God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Dan K. Wiley, ladies and gentlemen, the American Legion National Commander, with wise words and a great perspective and a lot of interesting facts about history that really make the point. Yep, my dad was one of those members enrolling, and now celebrated this past November his 101st heavenly birthday, about 6 years ago. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. America the Beautiful will be performed in the mass choir performance next on our agenda. It's showtime.
So my job would be to make sure they're tightened down, showing them down or speeding them up. And it's two groups that are like the loud and the high off the bed. The sound isn't finding each other. And I have a sheet that I can give him so he knows kind of what's going on. It's just that.
Don't they march? Isn't there school on the
Bravo. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the future, your future, our future of America. Beautiful. Beautiful young ladies, handsome young men, the future of American patriotism. Yeah. By the way, where are y'all from? I can't hear you.
Jeremy?
I thought so. Topeka, Kansas. Okay. Anyway, moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Our mass choir performance, beautiful. There's more to come out there on the road show coming up next, right, Joel? But meanwhile, we've got our major guest speaker. It's my honor to introduce guest military leader speaker, Major General Christopher J. Shepard, Director of Strategy Plans and Programs and Requirements, Air Force Pacific Command. See, if you say that title, then you understand there's only one person that could possibly fill that role. And he's got some remarks for us. Give it up. Show him some aloha. Give it up for Major General Christopher J. Shepard.
All right. Aloha, everyone. Can everybody hear me okay? I'll try to speak up. You know, Joe never mentioned anyone out there who's a fellow farm kid from Iowa. I see a couple of hands. I heard some Midwesterners over here that we often are forgotten about in the flyover states. So it's an honor to be here with you today on behalf of the Commander of United States Indo-Pacific Command, Commander of Pacific Air Forces, and the rest of the fellow components that are here on island. Those of our joint force who are here standing to watch and standing on the very large shoulders of those who've gone before us. It's been a great week in recognizing the men and women who preceded us. Last night we had a wonderful event at the Pearl Harbor Aviation Museum. Their theme, like today, was continuing the legacy of the greatest generation and transcribing that into our future generation. So I don't think anybody does it any better than Hawaii, and I've been to a lot of these, linking our past to our future. And with every conversation I had last night with the riveters as well as the military members behind me, all of them talked about handing that forward to the future. So if you young people haven't had a chance to come up and hear some of these stories, you're in the presence of a living Medal of Honor recipient, which is a big deal. And these men's stories and the ladies' stories behind us will absolutely amaze you, inspire you, and hopefully prompt you to some semblance of service to your country. It doesn't have to be in uniform. There are many ways to serve your country, but I hope it will definitely inspire you just to be a better person. One of the gentlemen behind me actually forged his birth certificate when he was 15 to join the war effort and came home when he was 18. So he was younger than many of you out there, and it's just amazing. It's also deeply personal to me. My wife is a retired Major General. She couldn't be with us today. Both of our families have a long history of service, and what's most personal about the men and women who served in World War II is for the last 5 years, we had the opportunity to have my wife's grandfather live with us, who was a Iwo Jima survivor in the first wave of Iwo Jima. And until I had him come into my house for his last 5 years and actually got a chance to spend every minute with him and listen to his stories, it absolutely changed my life. So please, to the younger generation, please take the chance to shake their hand, to listen to their story, and to simply say thank you and carry it forward, because that's the only thing that they ask of us. So everyone else honors here, it's an honor to be in your presence and to honor the memories of those who lost their lives as a result of the attack that occurred on this island 84 years ago. I want to say a special thank you to our civic leaders, our community partners, and our distinguished guests. Thank you very much for joining us and for extending the Joint Force the invite to speak with you today. And to those of you who carry the stories on the attack of that fateful day and served during that time period, we are deeply honored by your presence, and last night and today, and hopefully going forward, we can continue to honor you and simply say thank you. There's many, many military members here. Are there any other World War II service members in the audience that aren't up here on stage? If you could raise your hand. So another lesson, this is the first year since since the attack on Pearl Harbor, where no surviving members of the attack itself have been able to make it back out to Pearl Harbor. So it's just an indicator of the fact that we need to not take this for granted, and it's kind of a solemn year in that respect. What about people who were living on the island during the attack? Are there any Hawaiians or people who were here during that time period? 'Cause I'm going to talk about those people as well in a bit. And then I know we've got many military members and currently serving military members. What about first responders? Any first responders in the audience? See some out there. Thank you also for your service. Today we commemorate not only the attack on Hawaii and Pearl Harbor, one of the most consequential moments of World War II, and I would argue that one of the most consequential moments in our history, but we also want to honor the heroism that we saw across Oahu. Today is a day we must not forget. December 7th, 1941 is a day that symbolizes both a tragic loss and a huge turning point for our nation. It was a day that hardened American resolve and transformed the U.S. into a world power in the post-war era. As President Roosevelt said and was already alluded to by my predecessor, it is truly a date which will live in infamy. It was a day our military, the people of Hawaii, and our entire nation suffered a devastating attack. Despite growing tensions in the Pacific, the U.S. had underestimated the possibility of a large-scale air attack on Hawaii in the days leading up to the attack. As a result, we were largely unprepared for an attack of that magnitude. The attack exposed critical deficiencies in U.S. military readiness in the Pacific that we stand ready to resolve and stand to watch today. Despite running an exercise just prior to the attack, bases were not on alert. Planes were neatly lined up on runways. Munition was locked away. And radar systems not too far from here on Keynote Point were not appropriately manned nor listened to. Though the main objective of the attack was to cripple the Pacific Fleet at Pearl Harbor, as you know, the Imperial Japanese Armed Forces struck Army Air Corps assets at Hickam Field, Wheeler Field, as well as Bellows on the other side of Oahu. Military aircraft of Imperial Japan approached under the cover of darkness and attacked in the early hours of Sunday morning. Bombers and fighters strafed the airfields and harbor, targeting ships, planes, runways, and infrastructure, leaving a trail of destruction. And if any of you have ever had a chance to go to any of the military facilities at Hickam Field or Pearl Harbor or on Ford Island, you can still see the bullet holes in the buildings and the windows that existed today. So truly a living museum, if you will. And beyond the hundreds of aircraft and ships that were destroyed, 2,403 Americans were killed across Oahu. Despite the surprise and severe damage done across the island, the heroism displayed by the U.S. military members and civilians in the face of danger was extraordinary. Service members under heavy fire immediately began to fight back. Though unarmed or unable to access their planes in time, ground crews used whatever they could to defend the base. Service members saved and launched what aircraft they could, extinguished fires, and provided aid to the wounded. Sailors aboard the USS Nevada acted decisively to escape Pearl Harbor, and though it was later breached, it was the only U.S. battleship to escape the attack intact. Across the island, U.S. pilots managed to launch more than a dozen aircraft, downing 10 enemy aircraft. But it wasn't only U.S. military members that acted with such courage. Honolulu fighter fighters also responded during the attack, as did many other unrecognized civilians across the island. They used water gathered inside craters caused by the bombs to fight fires. When they saw Japanese planes returning for another pass, they took cover and then bravely returned to dousing the flames. 3 of these brave civilian firefighters died in the attack. These 3, along with 6 others, were later awarded the Purple Heart, many of whom here today wear that same award. And they are the only civilian firefighters to ever be given this honor. So lest we forget the whole of society that faces us then and faces us as a nation going forward. The courage and remarkable resilience of these U.S. military members and civilians to defend their country and their island in the face of overwhelming odds became the hallmark of heroism shown by so many standing before me and most notably behind me. We learned hard lessons from that attack. We learned how critical it is that our nation's defense must always be at the highest level of readiness. We learned critical lessons about readiness, intelligence gathering, and the importance of coordination between the various military services and our civilian partners. For the people of Hawaii, the attack on Pearl Harbor was not a distant event, but a deeply personal and devastating experience that forever shaped their beloved islands. Their immediate response, along with sacrifices they made, marked by extraordinary courage and resilience, transformed the islands into a critical staging ground and unwavering supporters of the war effort, playing an indispensable role in Allied victory in the Pacific. The attack, though tragic, awakened our nation and transformed our military into a formidable fighting force. Some of the many members stand before me today. So in closing, something President Roosevelt said in his address to a Congress a mere year after the attack still resonates today. We are determined not only to win the war, but also to maintain the security of the peace that will follow. We are fighting today for security, for progress, and for peace, not only for ourselves, but for all men and women, not only for one generation, but for all generations. So we are honored to share this legacy alongside you today. Even in our darkest hours, we are people of courage, determined to fight back and win for peace and security that follows. Thank you today for taking the time to honor the courage and sacrifice of those who gave so much. To you, ladies and gentlemen sitting behind me, namely, God bless them and their families. God bless our Hawaiian Ohana, our currently serving military members who truly do have the watch, and their families, along with the first responders and their families. May God bless the United States of America. Many thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you have been listening to, and we so appreciate you, Major General Christopher J. Shepard, with inspiring and informed and really motivating remarks, so appropriate for today. Appreciate your presence and your power here today. Mighty kind. We'll see you down on the parade route when it's showtime. Speaking of showtime, you see that special balloon that's going to be going down King Kalakaua Avenue, America 250. Did you know this great event, 15 years in additions, is an official part of America's 250th birthday celebration that's queuing up starting formally next year. And I got Joel, this has got to be one of the first shots across the bow right here tonight. Right on. Good job. Congratulations. We are part of the big 250. Woo! There we go. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, after the Major General's remarks, we're going to be hearing the Armed Forces Medley performed by the Marine Forces Pacific Band. And as our veterans stand for their services song, we're going to be presenting you folks, right, Joel, with a traditional flower lei as an expression of our love and gratitude for their service. So students, would you mind returning please for that lei presentation as we hear from the Marine Forces Pacific Band Armed Forces Medley while the leis are being passed out to the veterans. One representative from each school, please, at this time. Marines, band, take it away. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And therefore, as we conclude this, our opening ceremony for today's 15th edition of this, the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade, we're going to be inviting you to continue enjoying the Marine Forces Pacific Band. They're going to be joined by the official Pearl Harbor Mass Band as they perform God Bless America. The Pearl Harbor Mass Band is going to be conducted by Staff Sergeant Allman, and enlisted conductor for the Marine Forces Pacific Band. After the performance, we're going to be inviting all the parade participants to follow their tour manager to the parade route on King Kalakaua Avenue. Sharon Joel Biggs, any closing remarks? Are we pretty much a wrap? Getting ready for the big show? Okay, ready to go? We're ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, you ready for the parade? I'm Silver Joe, the auctioneer. No typo. We're going to say, let's go. It's showtime. Over to you, Marine Band. Take it away. God bless America. Thank you. We'll see you on the strip for a show that you're going to be right home about all day long. Thank you. Sit tight. Join the band, join the music. But we're just going to be getting organized to get the show on the road. Good to see you. Aloha.
As soon as...
Amara, grab this because I got to help Nana get off the stage.
Can you reach 2 more lanes?
Sure.
Chair, I got Chair getting some lanes for the 2 minutes.
Just give this stuff to Laura. Tell her we're going to put it in the car. She's sitting right in the
General.
Yay, Rosie. You didn't let us walk off?
If there's anything else you want to talk about.
Okay, we're going.
So it's streaming now? Do we want to have them start talking? So Cherish, tell her this is on too. Right. So I would say start and then
I don't know if there's anything we can do about that.
So because I'm queuing now.
Put it right there.
Start talking about her.
Well, I've been here.
Check.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Yeah, signs of life out there. I like it. Aloha mai, aloha no kako, and aloha. Woo! See you talking. They are sounding good. I hope they feel as good as they sound and look, because they sound and look good to me. Where's everybody from? Who's from Canada, California, Australia? Where are you from? They're from all over. They come near and far, ladies and gentlemen, for this, the 15th edition, see, of this, the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. But more about that in a few minutes. To help us get kicked off and warmed up, we have a special performer, and you're going to help me introduce her right now. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be hearing from one of America's rising stars, a Gilbert, Arizona native, and American Idol Season 22 star. McKenna Faith is her name. Launches her debut EP, Red Rocks and Roses, don't you know? An authentic, anthemic, faith-driven pop project already gaining worldwide attention.
McKenna's American Idol Season 22 audition featured her performing the song There Was Jesus, originally by Zach Williams and Dolly Parton, and revealed her backstory of adoption and a surprise reunion with her birth family live on air for the first time. McKenna Reinhold's birth mother, Amy Ross Lopez, was a musician. Amy performed with her band in Bisbee, Arizona, just hours away from where McKenna was raised. McKenna discovered this connection when she was 21, learning that her birth mother had passed away. This revelation helped McKenna understand her own musical abilities, as she recognized that her talent and voice were inherited from her birth mother.
Awesome story. What a story. Thank you, Sia, for that. And more to finish off this introduction of our VIP guest entertainer here. During her American Idol audition, ladies and gentlemen, McKenna honored her birth mother's legacy by singing one of Amy's songs. This emotional tribute led to a heartwarming reunion with her birth family, including her grandmother, aunts, and uncle, who had been searching for her for years. The moment was deeply moving for both McKenna and her families. The preview of her audition, released by ABC, amassed over 1.6 million views before the season premiered. Her story resonated strongly. Articles highlight tears from the judges, including Katy Perry, and social media attention from Dolly Parton and Zach Williams reacting to her performance. McKenna Faith, the microphone and our attention, thank you, is all yours. Welcome. How about a nice round of applause? Welcome, McKenna Faith, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Here for you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, last year I was here performing on American Idol, and I had just found my birth family, and my adopted family was with me as well as them, and I was able to sing The Story by Brandi Carlile on the beach at the Aulani Resort for my mom and my dad, who were in the audience, and my dad is right here. And last time I dedicated this song to my mom, but it's gonna be for my dad this time. And this is The Story. All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. But these stories don't mean anything when you've got no one to tell them to. It's true, I was made for you. I climbed across the mountain top, swam all across the ocean blue. I crossed all the lines and I broke all the rules, and I broke them all for you. Oh, because even when I was flat broke, you made me feel like $1 million. You do. Made for you. All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. But these stories don't mean anything when you got no one to tell them to. It's true, and that I was made for you. Thank you guys.
It's supposed to be 6, but it's only 4. There's only 4. Pacheco is the purple.
Thank you, Miss McKenna Faith, ladies and gentlemen, doing it for you. And you young singers out there, soon to sing for us, you could be the next McKenna Faith on American Idol. It starts somewhere, and it could start here today, right, Sia Tonga? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joseph Teipel, Surfer Joe, the auctioneer, proud son of a member of the greatest generation. This will be my dear departed father's 101st heavenly birthday. Left us 6 years ago, but served to help conclude World War II in Tokyo Bay 80 years ago. And I'm sure there's some daughters and sons out there of the greatest generation. So yeah, that's why we're here already. But back to my script right here. We are here to commemorate that 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. The attack on Pearl Harbor, ladies and gentlemen, marked the beginning of America's involvement in the war and forever changed our nation and the world. The Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade is America's living memorial and the largest official public event marking the anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. Commentating with me tonight, she's been with us before, Miss Sia Tonga. Welcome back. You've helped us on announcing duties in the past. Great woman. She's a proud mother of 8 children.
Yes.
If you thought you were busy, here's busy right here. Sia.
Born here in
Welcome.
Hawaii and proud to be an American and grateful for the rights and freedoms that my family enjoy because of many of you. We're here today to commemorate the past by honoring those whose service and sacrifice have preserved the freedom and liberty of a grateful nation. We also celebrate at those who were once bitter enemies are now close friends and allies.
Yay.
As is the case with the United States and our friends, the nation of Japan. Woo. The parade is presented by Historic Programs, a national not-for-profit organization dedicated to remembering the events of the past through ceremonies and celebrations that mark the time. We also want to thank A&E Networks, History, Varsity Spirit, and Hawaii Tours, Hawaii's premier touring company, for tours to the islands in Pearl Harbor. I'm getting excited as I hear them behind me. It is because of them and the efforts of so many individuals and organizations who care about history and our history makers that we're able to deliver what promises to be a spectacular tribute to our veterans, active military men and women, and military families.
Speaking of veterans, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Veterans Motorcycle Salute, the Street Bikers Unlimited. And next is going to be, well, I'm looking at Honolulu Police Department Motorcycle Unit. Stand by for confirmation on that. In fact, it's the Scallywag Jeep here. And right after motorcycles, here we go. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, the Scallywag Jeeps are here. I bet you'd like to drive that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. And so many of them. Have you ever heard of them before? We've been here for years.
I have. And you know, it's great that they're not only here to celebrate and honor our veterans, but they're ushering in the spirit of the season.
There you go.
The best one.
Mele Kalikimaka.
My favorite. Mele Aloha Kalikimaka as well.
Yeah, you said it. Aloha. Grim. Look at that license plate.
Aloha.
Didn't say Grinch though, did it? Here we go. The Scallywag Jeeps are here, large, in charge. Way more to come. We got, like you said, see a color guard en route. We've got a big choir performance coming up right around the bend.
In all the years I've been here, I believe this is the largest combined choir we've ever had. And we will introduce them in just a few moments. This is the future of our country right here before us. We're honored to have Major General Reginald Neal, Deputy Commanding General for Mobilization and Reserve Affairs, as our reviewing official for tonight's parade. Make some noise, everybody!
Right on. Now, speaking of noise, by the way, we invite you to follow us on Instagram, Historic Programs, for more information about this event and many others. Please know you are on camera. We have 100,000 plus people watching us live right now. Do not scratch yourself in untoward places.
Yes.
Smile, show the pearly whites. You're on camera.
Yes,
here we go. The parade has officially begun. Mahalo, veterans. Here comes the color guard. Let's get that music queued up. We've got a national anthem, Sia, and we got a big choir. You want to tell us more about that?
Tonight, our Pearl Harbor Combined Choir involved the following schools: Pacheco High School from California, Holton High School from Kansas,
Woo! Kansas is here.
West Platte High School from Missouri, Denver Christian High School from Colorado, and from Georgia we have Mount Zion High School. Ohio is Waverly High School, and this will all be conducted by Kurt Showman of Denver Christian High School, Colorado.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and welcome the Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard, all represented in our color guard this evening. We're proud of the American Armed Forces. The reviewing officer for the parade, once again, Colonel Spiros Komparakis, Commanding Officer, Marine Corps Base, Hawaii, Sergeant Major Joseph Caputo, and much, much more, and Major General, of course, Christopher Shepard. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Kurt Showman from Denver Christian High School, Mahalo Nui Loa, to West Platte High School, Holton High School, Pacheco High School, and Denver Christian High School, Colorado.
Wow, see, you know how to rouse the rabble. There's going to be a lot more rousing the rabble as this parade continues.
There
yeah?
certainly will.
All right, Joint Color Guard, thank you, we honor you, we bless you, we thank you. You may proceed. It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen. We have almost 100 total entries in this year, the 15th edition of the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. Surfer Joe Tybel along with Miss Sia Tonga to call the shots, and let's get it on. We've got our national anthem, we've got our blessings, we've had veterans, Jeep patrols coming by, motorcycles, and the like, and it's all being judged here. All ready?
That's right. I want to thank, or say mahalo to Major General Christopher Shepard, who is here with us this evening. Over the past decade, this is the first time that the Memorial Parade for Pearl Harbor has fallen on a Sunday. So it's a very special day for us. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I thank you for being here to celebrate with all of us.
Be glad in it. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. 99% of all World War II veterans have gone on to heaven. This is a very elite, very special assemblage of some rare human beings in the one percenters. Talk about one percenters right here.
Absolutely.
Alrighty then. Walking with the veterans today, we have Cadet Senior and Ambassador Girl Scout Troop 669 from Pearl Harbor, among other things. And I've seen you can't, those aren't Ferraris. Those aren't foreign cars. Are those not Corvettes? Come on, the All-American. Come on.
That's right, that's right.
You ever driven a Corvette? You ever wanted one?
I've always wanted one.
Oh, okay,
I have a
let's go.
15-passenger van with 8 kids. So I'm living my best life tonight, everyone.
That's right. The Corvette Club of Hawaii, ladies and gentlemen, established back in 1973, the year I graduated high school. Consists of Corvette owners and for people who just love the great American sports car. This club currently has over 100 members with associate members from all over the world. They say, come on and enjoy them for fun and camaraderie with people who share many of their own interests and your interests as well. They have a general membership meeting, Sia, held the first Tuesday of every month at Bravado Pastoria, right there, Polymobile there in Pearl Ridge. So you can join them if you want to join the pack and become a member of that elite American sports car club. Thanks to the Corvette Club of Hawaii for driving our Grand Marshals today. Give a nice round of applause. Are these not gorgeous cars? I can't hear them though. Don't they have a lot of power? Oh, there we go. Come on. There we go. Now we're talking, right? Alrighty then.
Mahalo to the Corvette Club for driving our Grand Marshal today.
Distinguished Flying Cross recipients, by the way, today include Christopher Dean Ferrer, Richard Allen Blank, and Vic Bonfiglio. Vic was on our stage over there at the opening ceremony. You can see some of the distinguished honorees inside of these all-American Corvette cars, don't you know? Now the Wounded Warriors, I'm looking right now, they are entry number 8 by configuration and in order. Coming up, we've got the Rosies, the Riveters. They're going to be joining us as well, and maybe they're going to be seeing in some of these cars.
Now, I'm noticing everyone is taken by the Corvettes, but don't worry. I want you to remember to have a grateful face on your your face tonight as we look on. These are all heroes, and we want to either wave or cheer as they pass us by, even though the Corvettes are pretty amazing to look at too. Mahalo for your service.
How did the Mustangs sneak in there? I can't hear that Mustang. Must be a wimpy engine. Huh? Oh, that's it. Now we're talking.
That's what you get.
It's a GT. Come on, now we're talking. Woo, we're just getting started. What a night, what a night. Here come the young Marines there. See ya, Tonga? Wow, there's a lot of response there. What's going on? What's going on? Hurrah! Semper Fi! Semper Fi! Always faithful. Any of the Marines out here in the audience? Come on. The Marines were born before America. They're already celebrating.
That's right.
250. It's amazing. Yeah. Marine tough. All right, here we go. We got that Wounded Warrior project. See, you and I were talking about a moment ago. I've been waiting to see them and acknowledge them. Let's go.
Let's hear it, everybody, our Wounded Warriors.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard the different expressions for our different branches of our military. You hear the expression, go Army. Well, guess what? They're here. Give it up for the U.S. Army. Go Army. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Waipahu High School Army Junior ROTC program, the Marauders. Looking good.
A mahalo to the Marauders for participating every year, and every time we have the Pearl Harbor Memorial Day Parade, we have quite a few of our young people who will be represented tonight. And the first of them, Waipahu High School JROTC.
Being the mother of 8 primarily young people, it must be very inspiring to see disciplined youth.
Absolutely.
It's got to be motherhood and parenthood easier. Yeah! Come on. Right on, right on. We got the best of the best here for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. We've got young and old alike, everybody coming together, celebrating America and being great Americans.
Talk about precision with the artillery. Proud marauders.
You got it, Sia. Speaking of great Americans, ladies and gentlemen, the Marine Forces Pacific Band is next. For 250 years, the U.S. Marine Corps has served honorably in every clime and place. There you go. Born in November 10th, 1775 in Philadelphia. Here they are 250 years later, right here on King Kalakaua Avenue. Put your hands together and welcome the Marine Forces Pacific Band. And the Denver Christian High School Choir gets to carry the banner right behind, thanking the veterans. And want to thank very much the officer in charge, Chief Warrant Officer Aaron Carpenter, for conducting the band, and under his direction also with Seth Almond, leading the march, Drum Major, Gunnery Sergeant Jason Homar. There you go, Sia. What's up? What's next? Let's go. Well, from Corvettes to Mustangs. Although one snuck out, I guess, and it wanted to become a Corvette. I don't know, it's like a butterfly, caterpillar kind of a thing. I don't know that can happen. Aloha. Talk about a fastback.
I love that.
Used to be my favorite car. Man, these, wait, that's a Shelby. Is that a Shelby? I can't hear these Shelbys. How come? There you go.
You ask for it every time. I love it.
Yeah, I got ears too, right?
It should be Marshall's and South Lake, as I was told.
Talk about a Shelby. Now they can make a sound, can't they? I can't. Now you're talking. It's got a 427, probably about 500 horse.
I'll take your word for it.
How much?
555.
555.
I saw that.
I knew I was exaggerating. The S Cobra. Wow, what a guy! What a guy! We got
Next
coming
up,
up another band, huh?
Yes, George C. Marshall and South Lakes High School marching bands hail from the great state of Virginia. Woo!
A lot of support there.
Yes, both schools consider it an honor to be here in the Pearl Harbor Parade, representing Fairfax County. Marshall High School marching bands under the direction of Vesseland, and South Lakes High School marching band is directed by Grayson Ford.
Thank you, Grayson. Wow, what a band, what a sound. Oh, don't you love that tune?
Combining forces to represent the great state of Virginia, George C. Marshall and South Lakes High School marching bands. Mahalo nui loa.
Wow, see, look at this band, how big. South Lakes High School Marching Band. Yeah. Wow, look what's behind the marching band, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the Purple Heart Balloon. The military order of the Purple Heart members riding in Corvettes. You saw some of them earlier from the Corvette Club. Students and on and on and on. But there goes the balloon. Gorgeous, giant, and honorific. Yeah, check it out.
Definitely honorific.
By the way, a little bit of information. The Military Order of the Purple Heart, they've received the decoration chartered by the Congress. MOPH is called unique among veteran service organizations in that all of its members were wounded in combat. This sacrifice, they are awarded the Purple Heart Medal with grants from the MOPH Service Foundation. The MOPH and its ladies auxiliaries promote patriotism, fraternalism, and the preservation of America's military history. It's Elks Club time. These are great Americans. I know my Elks right down there.
616 and VFW Post 8616.
That's right. Elks Club right down here in Kalakaua Avenue. Good to see you, brother. Welcome. So long as there's veterans, the benevolent and protective order of the Elks will never forget them is their motto.
Approaching us now, America's Golden Dream Dancers is a
yes.
company of 23 dancers of a certain age representing 5 states including California, Florida, Oregon, North Carolina, and Georgia. They're directed by Paula Henson and Liz Roberts, who had a vision of bringing dancers together across America.
They sure did. Wow, anybody out there also from Oregon? Florida? Where's California?
North Carolina.
North Carolina? Did you say that?
North Carolina? How about Georgia?
Georgia. All 3 of them. Okay. They performed an opening ceremony and just knocked the ball out of the park, and here they're back again. Thank you. Check it out. America's 250. We're part of it. As Monty Python was saying, now for something completely different. I've never seen a portable PA like that, but it is right on working.
Once again, bringing dancers together from across America. I'm all about that and all for it, bringing our people together across the nation.
Yeah, their highlights of their tour included stages on Broadway, Disneyland, California, Disney World, Florida, and more. Wow.
Some more of our young people joining us just now from James Campbell High School, our JROTC, right here from the great state of Hawaii.
Yes, many Kama'aina, many locals, many visitors, Malahinis from near and far. Here we go, the USS Arizona banner, Mahalo veterans. And we have our ship replica. This is the first in our series of these official, not quite life-sized, but very representative, 3-dimensional balloon parade entries. Give it up for the memory of the USS Arizona, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a battleship commissioned in October of 1916, originally operated out of Norfolk, Virginia, and we're proud to have it represented tonight in our Memorial Day parade for Pearl Harbor.
Boy, talk about a day of infamy on that day of attack 85 years ago. 1,177 of the crew were killed, many of which remain entombed with her, that ship, at the bottom of Pearl Harbor today. Never to be forgotten, but thank God there's redemption, and now once bitter enemies are friends and allies.
Absolutely.
That's right. Here we go. North Marion Husky Marching Band.
Since the opening of North Marion High School in 1979, the Husky Band has led the way for pride in the 4 consolidating high schools, Barrackville, Fairview, Mannington, and Monoga. When the doors opened in Rachel, West Virginia, the 139-member band was led by Paul Yoho. Proud to have them here represented on Kalakaua Avenue.
How about those uniforms? Wow. Wow.
again, ladies and gentlemen, the Husky Band from West Virginia.
This is the American Legion, Post 17 Waikiki. Yeah, the American Legion was chartered by Congress in 1919, way before you and I were born, as a patriotic veterans organization focusing on service to veterans, service members, and communities. The Legion evolved from war-weary World War I veterans into the most influential nonprofit group in the United States of America. Right on. They wrote the GI Bill, so it made a huge difference. American Legion's Post 17, Waikiki. Tonga, what do we got here? It looks like the Amityville American Legion Pipe Band.
Founded in October 1952 by World War II veterans of Amityville, American Legion Post 1015. This is the America 250 Balloon. National Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade is an official event of the America 250 celebration. 2026 marks the United States of America's 250th birthday, and we could not celebrate the freedom and liberty we all enjoy without acknowledging those who are willing to serve and sacrifice for our nation.
Happy 250 coming up, America. We are an official part of it, but ladies and gentlemen, now behold the largest cheerleading squad this side of the Mississippi, or probably France for that matter. These are the Varsity Spirits performance team, cheerleaders, dancers invited to perform here at the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade, part of the select group of All-Americans identified at the Varsity Spirit summer camps across the country. All-Americans based on superior cheerleading or dance skills. Ladies, this show is all yours. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, show them some support. This is the future of America.
That's right. Some of the most beautiful young women from all across the country.
Ladies, you are great Americans. Keep it up.
We've got the airplane balloon approaching right now.
And right behind the airplane balloon, as you said, Tonga, we have the Daughters of the American Revolution, Chapter 127. Speaking of 250th birthday coming up next year, of which we're a part, Daughters of the American Revolution. Thank you.
They were founded in 1890 to promote historic preservation, education, and patriotism across the United States.
And right behind them, the Pride of Douglas, Douglas High School, Eagle Band from the great state of Alabama. They're a small supportive rural community nestled on Sand Mountain, Marshall County, Alabama.
From 8th grade to 12th grade.
Check this Navy balloon out. Anchors away, gentlemen and ladies.
My favorite uniform of all.
And why is that? You married one?
Because it just looks so good.
Well, just when you think the bagpipes and Celtic pipes and all the related many bands from here and far couldn't stop, couldn't quit, they just keep on and on. We had the biggest turnout I've ever seen our opening ceremony this year.
Right. Even here on the streets of Kalakaua. Celtic Pipes and Drums of Oahu was founded in 1985. It's the oldest existing bagpipe and drum band in Hawaii. If you're not filming, you have 2 free hands. How about a round of applause for the Celtic Pipes and Drums of Hawaii.
And ladies and gentlemen, your Cub Scout pack number 304 says, join the Scouts. This is a motivational troop there. Yep, they motivate me, I'll tell you. Makes you wish you were young again. Oh man, good old days, huh? Yeah, good old days weren't always so good though. These are the good old days. Right, Jeremy? You said it. What a night, what a night.
What a night, and I see what's approaching right now. It's the Hawaii Volks Car Club of Oahu, founded in 1997 by a group of friends. The club's intention? Make a positive impact in the community.
Is that the dune buggy? Have I seen the dune
sure
buggy?
Is.
Right on. My first cars were all VWs and VW vans. My friend went on to create Aloha Auto Parts and still in the business, supplying auto parts for that company many, many years later. Amazing. People are just VW diehards. Right on, right on. Look at them come. There's a lot of them here tonight. Yeah, some of them are souped up. Some of them have real engines. Yeah? There you go.
Always a magnificent sight to see.
The VW Bug. You know you're a seasoned person if you can remember driving a Bug when it came out, right?
I didn't drive, but I can say I rode in one.
Orange, looking good, man. Thank you.
Aloha kalikimaka.
Shaka brother.
Yeah, I love how the Volkswagens are also bringing in the spirit of Christmas.
Support the troops. That guy with that sign deserves a medal.
I love that sign. We support the troops.
J.L. Carrillo Jr., huh? Right on, JR. JL, that is. Woo, how's it, brother? Purple people. I love it, I love it.
Nice to papale.
Oh, yeah. Filipino national colors, right?
That's right.
Oh, and one of my favorites.
Oh, my favorite too.
Look, you got Santa, the American flag, you got decorations, you got the old style windows. Man, it doesn't get any better than that. Classic surfermobile. The VW Club of Hawaii, owning Kalakaua Avenue.
That's right.
I drove a van much like that. 1967, it was a good year. Now, yeah, there's a 67 right there. You know it because they had the small porthole, the small windows. There's another one, pre-67.
Oh, keep that energy going, the Pacheco High School kids from across the way.
How many miles? 300,000, right?
Guaranteed.
Now, Kahuku Red Raiders, do you know something about that neighborhood?
I sure do. This is the very high school in my neighborhood. It's educated generations of my family.
Yes.
Please welcome them, everyone. Round of applause for Kahuku High School, JROTC.
Aren't they? Kahuku High School is more than just locally famous. I think they have national credentials.
I think so too, if I may humbly say.
Yes.
We probably have the most NFL players that have come out of our little humble school.
How's that?
We're not state champions.
Country town.
Right. And
wow.
of course our school color.
Yeah,
that beautiful red. Right on Kahuku High School, Red Raider Nation. I'm a Kahuku Red Raider mama, and so we're raising grateful youth.
Is Isn't St. Louis one of their arch rivals sometimes?
Sometimes, yes, sometimes. But you know, we're all friends now. The season's over. Football season's over.
Oh, the familiar music just continues morphing into different bands. Can you introduce them this time, Sia?
Lincoln and John Edwards High School bands from Central Wisconsin. Whether you're from Wisconsin or not, I'm sure you can show some aloha. How about a round of applause? Home of the cranberries and the beautiful Wisconsin River. Welcome the combined Lincoln High School band from Wisconsin Rapids and the John Edwards High School band from Port Edwards, Wisconsin. Ooh, it feels a little cold just saying Wisconsin.
I think of cheese, I'm okay. Right?
Across our nation.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, behold the next entry, number 42 of nearly, see, can you believe it, 100 total entries this year. The New Albany High School Junior ROTC program, hailing from the state of Indiana. Who's out there from Indiana? New Albany High School, the oldest public high school in Indiana, led by Lieutenant Commander Mike Glover. This outstanding unit has earned numerous accolades, including being named the most outstanding unit in their Navy area, this Junior ROTC program. Right on. 25 years, academic honors, and more.
And following very closely behind them, the USS California banner. December 7, 1941, during the attack on Pearl Harbor, the USS California was hit with a Japanese bomb that exploded below deck, setting off her anti-aircraft ammunition magazine. Woo! Highland High School Marching Band of the great state of California. Highland High School has a history of academic excellence and boasts an award-winning visual and performing arts program, and the marching band is honored to be a part of this monumental parade.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, kind of breaking rank here, they kick things off. They're back into the official parade lineup because they are the one, the only Pacheco High School, Los Banos Choir, California. Comprised, as you heard, of talented and dedicated student musicians, the choir represents the highest level of performance within the school's choral program. Members are selected through audition and demonstrate exceptional skill, discipline, and a passion for musical excellence. Thank you, Sarah Harrell Klein, the ensemble performing here today several times. This must be Miss Jadine Paval, Miss Aloha Hula 2025. Give her a nice round of applause. Woo! I'll bet you do
She's
a beautiful
beautiful,
hula.
just like her mother. We love you, aloha.
What a nice carriage to display her, carry her down the boulevard here. What does it say? Her kumu is in the car. Wow, unbelievable.
For those of you who don't know, a kumu hula is your hula master who teaches you not only the art of hula, but also the values that we deeply hold important to us as we perpetuate Hawaiian culture and language. The state of Hawaii is the only state in the United States that has two official languages, English and Hawaiian. And so we thank our Miss Aloha Hula for representing all of the Kanaka Maoli, or the natives of this island. Ooh, a beauty queen has joined us.
Another one, Miss Victoria Hope Corpuz, Mrs. Hawaii United USA 2025. Welcome. We've seen VWs, we've seen Cobras, all kinds of cars and vans. Now in a BMW.
And what color is that? That looks amazing. Not as amazing as you, Victoria, by the way.
Aloha, welcome, and Merry Christmas. Thank you. Wow, look at those flowers. They're on the right side, you notice?
Yes.
As in the left side. In other words, she's married, right?
Yeah.
I always remembered it. If the flower's on the right side, it's the wrong side. Something like that. Anyway, keeps me and my wife straight, right? All right, Go Tours Hawaii. Look at this, wow, what a trolley. You don't see it like this every day. They take you on the Diamond Head Hike Express. Oh, hike smarter with us. Ride with us, they say. I hiked Hanauma Bay today and Cocoa Head. That was a blast. Look at the littlest American in the parade right here.
Yes, look at her.
She's already getting a little tired of it all. It's a long night. Welcome. Diamond Head Hike Express. What a way to go. Hawaii's most iconic mountain, Mount Leahi, Diamond Head. 761 total feet and a great hike with a view to forever if you make that so.
You're looking at this as if you're reading off the script, but he just knows this off the top of his head.
I was hiking there when you were knee-high to a grasshopper back in the late 60s, when it was restricted territory. Here we go, the USS California banner here, acknowledging that great ship, and the Bell High School Marching Eagles right behind. See ya. What's next?
Bell High School Band and Color Guard, the pride of the Southeast, are happy and proud to be able to participate for the first time in the annual Pearl Harbor Memorial Day Parade. The Marching Eagles, under the direction of Miss Ligia Chavez Razas, represent the city of Bell, their school, and the Los Angeles Unified School District at tournaments, competitions, and parades.
Very well said. I couldn't have said it better. That's why I had you say it. Rosie the Riveters, I understand, are coming up next, and they're going to be very popular. We had a couple gals on stage, the opening ceremony, over north of 100 years. They're in our parade. So if you think you've got work to do to get there, I mean, they've paved the way for us. Right?
They truly have. And I hope these young people from Bell High School, from the marching band, remember that they were in the same parade as these great Rosie the Riveters. Mahalo for wearing aloha attire in your school colors as well.
Oh, my kai. What a night, what a night. There we go. We did it. Rosie the Riveters. She's part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie the Riveter. Ladies and gentlemen, we had several young ladies on our opening ceremony stage there at Port Tarusi today. North of 100 years on this planet. They were working for you and I before most of us were born. And they're here today. Coming up here in the Corvettes. I dare say, Sia, that if it weren't for Rosie the Riveters holding down the fort at home and supplying and backing and supporting our troops out on the two fronts, we may not be here today.
I agree. Thanks to the service of people like Gene Gibson from San Francisco, Delphine Caput, who's 101 years old.
Is that Delphine? Gene, right
Gene
here.
Gibson from
You're
San
right there.
Francisco, 99 years old. Woo! Kaput.
I give my left toe to live 99.
Erlinda Avila, who's 101 from Arizona.
Is this Erlinda? This is right here. How much? How old?
101.
And look what, is that an El Dorado? Do you know what El Dorado is?
I have no idea. I have to Google it right now. We
He
also have
says yes.
Dorothy Nicholas, 102 years old, from Los Angeles. These were brave women who stepped into the roles traditionally held by men, and they proved that women are just as capable.
Here comes Delphine in a Rolls Royce.
I have to salute her.
Delphine
Delphine.
Kaput, 102 years young. Thank you, Delphine. God bless you. Welcome back to Hawaii. Welcome. Wow, what a crowd. You are in honorific holy territory, ladies and gentlemen. I thought we had great classic collectible cards before. We're just going over the top here tonight, honoring Rosie Dorothy Nicholas.
102 years old.
Woo! Give it up. Thank you, Rosie Dorothy. And now we have an official classic collectible Woody's wagon here. Look at that. Surf's up. I love it. And a classic Bel Air Chevrolet. This is the Chevrolet Club. Right on, right on. They don't make cars like that anymore. The 55 Chevys, the 57 Chevys, and the Camaros. Here we go, more Corvettes and more Beauty Queens, part of this 15th edition of the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. See ya?
Looks like we have Miss Waikiki Teen USA 2025. She's a junior at Radford High School. Both of her parents are in the military. Her dad's a Master Chief in the Coast Guard and mom is a recruiter in the Navy. In her free time, she loves studying forensic science, which is why she plans on going on to college.
Radford, yes, home of a lot of military students. Yep.
Sorry, I was going to add her name. Kapuanani Yumiko Green.
Right on. Look at that. From El Dorados, we go to these big classic Cadillacs here. Woohoo! How did they fit them in the old parking stalls? Would you tell me that?
Costco, they'll be fine.
Look who's coming. This isn't just any beauty queen. This is the Mrs. Universe Japan USA Yumiko Green Komawa. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
She's a professional hula dancer residing in Hawaii for 30 years. Proudly represents the title Mrs. Universe Japan USA. Devoted to strengthening the cultural bond between Japan and Hawaii.
And thank you, Sia. Now, who's up next? Coming up, the Vietnam Veterans Association of America and Knights of Columbus. Man, you deserve an award for that display. Vietnam Vets of America are here large in charge. Remember the POWs and the MIAs. Welcome home indeed.
Hawaii Chapter 858, by the way.
We got more bands coming up, ladies and gentlemen. More bands that you can shake a stick at. Yes, indeed. All right, we'll take a Mercedes. We haven't had a Mercedes yet here tonight. That's good. Chevrolet trucks, we'll take it. And the Waikiki Trolley, 74. Here we are. I love it. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Glad you're part of our parade, sir. Right on, Knights of Columbus, ladies and gentlemen. And right behind them, this must be the USS Missouri Naval Sea Cadets. The U.S. Navy Sea Cadet Corps is a leadership development nonprofit for young people ages 10 to 17. It's a year-round program sponsored by the Navy League, the United States, supported by both the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Coast Guard. Right on. Thank you very much. USS Missouri Naval SEAL Cadets.
Coming up next, this is the first appearance for Bellevue High School Marching Band in the Pearl Harbor Day Parade. Their marching band is part of a comprehensive band program that includes 3 concert bands, percussion ensemble, and 2 jazz bands. In addition to performing at home football games, the marching band has performed at parades in Disneyland, Portland, Oregon, Leavenworth, Washington, Victoria, British Columbia, and Washington, D.C. Please welcome Bellevue High School Marching Band of Washington.
Who's here from Washington? The Wolverines are here. Performed at parades all over Disneyland, Oregon, Washington, British Columbia, Washington, D.C. These young ladies and men are the real deal.
Go Canada!
And ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't get enough of the hundreds of Varsity Spirit Performance Team members when they came through a few minutes ago, we've got, well, Chapter 2, Round 2 coming up next. Once again, the varsity cheerleaders represented by America's most outstanding high school cheerleaders from all over the country. They're here to provide an all-American cheer for our veterans and remind us of the enthusiasm, energy, and spirit of American youth. Stand by, they're on the way for this, the 15th annual edition of this, the largest event commemorating the National Memorial Pearl Harbor Parade. Broadcast at pearlharborparade.org. You're live with 100,000 plus other people from all over the world watching in and hearing our varsity spirit cheerleaders making their way down King Kalakaua Avenue here in Waikiki, which is the playground of the Pacific and the place, don't you know, where modern surfing was born, thanks to people like Duke Paoa Kahanamoku.
That's absolutely right. Now, as the energy of our young people approaches with varsity spirit, do you guys have any spirit? If you have a flag with you, raise your flag as all of our varsity cheerleaders come by, representing some of the finest young women all across our country. There, we see a few flags right across there. We see you.
Boy, you don't see this every day. Aren't you glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen?
Let's teach you how to cheer like we do in Hawaii. On a count of 3, let me hear. Chee-hoo! 1, 2, 3.
Perfect. I think you've done that before. You love rousing the rabble, don't you, Sia? Well, we got hundreds in each batch. How many batches there?
This is our second so far. Probably
4.
Second of 4.
We got 2 more additions. Lucky you, young man. Somebody's got a chaperone, huh? All 2 of them, right? Oh, God. Speaking of classic cars, watch them come, ladies and gentlemen. Behold, making you glad you have eyes. Of course, we'll hear some revs. Glad you have ears. The Blazin', yeah, right on cue. The Blazin' FX classic cars. Aloha delay of Blazin' FX. The good folks that provide us with our classic cars tonight. One of the more popular entries with all the visitors as they take you back to the early 50s and 60s. Thank you delay in our classic cars. For their support of this Memorial Day parade. Here they come. Let's hear them. Gorgeous. Man, they don't make them like they used to, huh?
They really don't.
Bel Air. 2 Bel Airs. How many miles? 300,000. Still looking good. Low miles. The infamous Lincoln Continental. Remember the doors that opened backwards?
I want one so bad.
Well, he's got the adjustable Mexican suspension, right?
Hydraulics, yeah?
Yeah. This SS should be able to make some sound, huh? What you think?
Let's hear it.
There we go.
There you
Come
go.
on. Wow. What do we got across here? Looks like another surfer mobile. Woo! Classic cars indeed.
Mahalo and aloha to Lay at Blazing FX.
Got the Chevelle Super Sport, right?
Woo.
Wow, what that one?
And the color too.
Talk about lowrider. Speed bumps, better avoid those. Is this a Nova? Hey, you don't see those every day.
Good old American
Not just
cars.
any Nova.
Yes.
A real Nova. How about that Nova? That Nova? Is that 5.5 Chevy? What year? 5.5? This is the classic, the 5.5 Chevy. Art Deco. Silverados. Is that a Ranchero? No? El Camino, pardon me. I sit corrected. You do too.
That was the first one though. You got the rest of them right.
Can't get them all right. Bel Air does it again. Cool 70. I hear you now, El Camino. Wow, wow. Gorgeous. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Look at this. Here I am.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give it to him.
Is that a 5.4 door? Is that a Dodge Charger?
Surfer Joe knows everything about cars. I'm just waving at every car I could ever dream of having.
Chevy truck? Camaro, right?
Yes, yes.
That's got to be a Cobra. Is that a Cobra? Normally you can hear them though. You know? Flying Hawaiian! Woo! Whose horn is that? Is that your horn?
I don't think you can raise it any higher than that.
He can take a speed bump. Maybe that's what happened. He hit a speed bump and it popped up like that, you know?
Probably a speed bump in Kahuku.
How about a Chevrolet Apache? Lead side. Man, now that's a horn. Careful, gentlemen. Gonna be on that hood. There's a Camaro. How many horse?
No more crossing, folks.
I asked him how many horse. You know what he said?
What?
Not enough.
Keeping it 100.
You like white? I don't know if I like white, but I like white on that truck.
That is beautiful.
Come on. Man.
Just beautiful.
Look at that. You could have a family of 8. You could put your whole family.
Right?
There.
Thank you. Thank you. One more. Oh, right there. One more.
Woo! Wow.
She's a beauty. Yes, folks, dreams are free. Wow.
Aren't you a little young to be driving that? The entertainment never stops here at the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade, ladies and gentlemen. They're doing it for you, and they're doing it to honor the greatest generation, of which there are very few this side of heaven left, and we're here to honor them right to the end. Thank you, veterans.
Mahalo, veterans.
Couldn't have said it better. Look at you, got the whole family, or at least a fraction of them.
And we mahalo our active servicemen and women and your families if you're here with us tonight on Kalakaua Avenue.
Now that's a gorgeous Chevrolet truck.
Truly, oh my goodness, yes.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Well, are they going to have a drag race down there? Why are they backed off there?
It looked like it was going to be a drag race.
Lights, camera, action. This is Sakuna Shell. Holy moly.
Please do not cross.
Well, and the bands and the choirs just keep on coming. Non-stop entertainment. We've got a major coming up right around the bend from Missouri.
Yes.
Meanwhile, aloha, ahui ho to our brazen car club of Hawaii.
Now the band and choir that's about to join us, the choir actually was a part of our opening ceremonies singing the national anthem. This is the West Platte High School Band and Choir representing the community of Weston, Missouri. Aloha!
They left two of them on the side here to cheer them on.
They'll probably join in when they come across. The West Platte Band and Choir are honored to participate in this year's Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. These dedicated student musicians proudly uphold West Platte's tradition of excellence in performance, character, and school spirit. They perform under the direction of Chris Sullivan, and the West Platte Choir performs under the direction of Denali Pierce-Alt. Together, they inspire students to grow as musicians and leaders, both in the classroom and on the stage.
And today, see the West Platte performers march to honor the heroes of December 7th and their families, representing their school, the state of Missouri, in this meaningful and historic event. Let's hear it from Missouri. Or is it Missouri? The West Platte Blue Jays are here.
In their customized aloha attire.
Amazing what they did.
Yes.
They deserve the Fashion Plate Award.
I think so too.
I'm told the Civil Air Patrol could be coming up next. Let's verify that. If not, they'll be down the road in a minute. Yep. The Hawaii Civil Air Patrol.
Yeah.
I got a friend there, an old friend, Dean Michioka. He's the one with the Aloha Auto Parts, part of that Civil Air Patrol, serving a vital function in our community and for our state. Meanwhile, the Special Forces Association is next.
And carrying the USS Maryland banner are our young Marines.
Stephen Decatur, High School Marching Band from Berlin, Maryland. We welcome the Stephen Decatur High School Marching Seahawks, they're called. Right on. Frequent competitors in parades and field shows from the eastern shores of Maryland, participating great city ocean areas and so many places across these great United States of America. Proud to represent their school, the Eastern Shore and the state of Maryland, and the sailors of the USS Maryland. High School Junior ROTC. I've got the commentary on that. This is going to mark their second time, ladies and gentlemen, participating in this Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. They're back in December 2021. The Wildcat Battalion had the privilege of participating in the Pearl Harbor's 80th anniversary parade. right? That's when they kicked off this 5-year memorial period. It's called the Wildcat Battalion Junior Rossi program to make better citizens. Thank you and welcome to Hawaii. Good job.
And we'd like to welcome now Mililani High School.
HawaiiLions.org. I like that.
It's a big school spirit for just a few of them representing Mililani High School.
Wow, speaking of big, you don't see RVs like this every day. RV Aina Maru, the Windward Oahu Lions Club, represented there. Kahuku, right near, a little bit south of you,
Where
right?
I live, yes.
Manioe, Manawalea, Poly Lions, Ko'olaupoko, right on. And the music, the bands, the sounds, the sights, just keep on coming down. King Kalakaua Avenue, here in the heart of Waikiki. Siatonga, what's next?
USS West Virginia banner approaching us now.
We had a lot of West Virginia represented here tonight. The opening ceremony on the streets here, bands, choirs, man, we got it all. And the ship, and the ship. Greenbrier East Spartan Marching Band. Looking good. Sounding good.
From Lewisburg, West Virginia. This is the Spartan Band's second time visiting the Aloha State. Their parade selection is a new original work by West Virginia composer and arranger Ryan Carr. Echoes of Valor, The Promise. What a beautiful tribute.
Wow, that's a lot of horns and a lot of horn sounds. I love it, I love it. And I'm glad those young people were directed, not me. That was a coordination.
They look immaculate in white. West Virginia well represented tonight.
Man, they got the drummers. My favorite instrument.
Me too.
I love it, I love it. We got Air Force balloon coming up. The youngest, well, next to the Space Force anyway, the former youngest branch of the U.S. Armed Services, the Air Force, I believe it was created back in 1948, shortly after the conclusion of World War II. Up and away, their old motto, right behind them, Aiea High School, Na'ali'i. Aiea, for those of you new to Hawaii, you may not know, but it was an old sugarcane town back in the day.
That's right. Wonderful to have our young people represent the state of Hawaii.
96701, their area code.
Right.
Aiea. Space Force is coming up next. Here we go.
Space Force balloon.
Speaking of the youngest branch of the military, what year did that begin? It was 48 for the Air Force. Got the Beach Boy here. Okay. So it's a real parade. Right on. Here we go. What's up next?
USS Nevada banner. USS Nevada was commissioned in March of 1916, served in the British Isles during World War I. In 1927 to 1930, Nevada was modernized with new masts and new superstructure, significant improvements to her firepower. During the next decade, she operated as part of the battle fleet in the Pacific Ocean. And after the attack on Pearl Harbor, Nevada received temporary repairs that allowed her to sail to the mainland to receive permanent repairs and improvements.
Now, of course, we call Las Vegas, Nevada our 9th island. There must be some folks out there from the great state of Nevada, you'd think.
Anybody?
I think they're being overpowered by the round 3 of our varsity spirit cheerleading.
That's right. It is round 3.
Just when you thought you couldn't get enough, you're going to get more of the best cheerleaders in these great United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by. They're coming your way.
Unifying some of the best cheerleaders from around the country, varsity spirit in red, white, and blue. If you're feeling a little tired right now, feed off of the energy of our young people as they pass you by. The third of 4 large groups featuring, once again, some of the best cheerleaders from all around the country. That's right, America the Beautiful.
What a night. See, here we go. From the best cheerleaders on the planet to the USS Pennsylvania banner to follow. And USS Pennsylvania balloon right thereafter. Stand by. The best is yet to come. There she goes, Mrs. Hawaii, formerly 2024, representing the Waikiki Neighborhood Board and one of Hawaii's top realtors. Aloha, Melissa Felix. All right, here we go. The action continues down King Kalakaua Avenue with the Bloomsburg High School from Pennsylvania.
Bloomsburg High School Marching Panthers. Under the direction of Dante Marmo, 65-piece band, proudly participates in local parades and proud to be here tonight in the heart of Waikiki. Welcome to our next float. 71 of a total of almost 100 here tonight for the great district of Kalihi, the famous Kalihi Union Church Trail, Life and American Heritage Girls Float. Yes, Jesus indeed, the best gift. Jesus is the best gift.
Reason for the season. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Manakaliki Maka from Kalihi Union Church Trail, Life and American Heritage Girls Float. Beautiful, beautiful. Y'all come back now. Aloha, Keakua. Here we go. Who's next? This is a banner worth talking about. Is this the USS West Virginia banner? Yes, welcome. And the 2025 official state representative of West Virginia, the Hannon JSHS from Ashton, West Virginia. Hope indeed.
Hannon is a rural school in Mason County with an enrollment of 211 grades 7 to 12. Band was started from scratch in 2018 by current principal, Dr. Carlisle, and grew to 38% of the total student body. And in 6 years, the band became one of, if not the strongest small school concert bands in the state. Stumbling over the words because it's just so magnificent.
38% of the entire school
yes.
is in the band?
Is in the band.
It's either a big band or a small school.
And the whole enrollment is 211.
Right on.
Hannon's under the direction of Dr. Carlisle and Mrs. Lily Turner.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, just when you thought you couldn't get enough of the classic car clubs, we have got, I think, every car club in Hawaii in existence in our parade tonight, Sia.
We absolutely do.
Even car clubs I've never known of.
Because this is an event none of them want to miss.
Yep, Maui strong. Right on. What a great guy. What a great display. Beautiful. Handsome cars, great people. Woo! Look at that, look at that. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Vietnam vets, go.
The Air Force Platoon.
And more Celtic pipes, you can hear them coming. A mile away.
Pipes on Parade, originally formed 2024 Tournament of Roses Parade in Pasadena, California. These band members are from all around the world. Members from Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Scotland, and 16 different states. Pipe major is Joel Daniel. Senior drum major Kevin Conquest.
Makes me proud to be part Scottish, don't you know? Oh yeah, we've had Celtic pipe bands here before, Sia, but not like this year. They have turned out en masse and they've joined together at the same time for the opening ceremony. It's
from
just
all
amazing.
over the world. Isn't it amazing?
Wow, great sound with amazing grace at the opening ceremony. Made my day as usual. But you got more coming up here, don't you? Another marching band. Wow, get ready for them.
All the different patterns of kilts, magnificent to behold. ever Memorial Day Parade, Pipes on Parade. Don't forget, those of you tuning in online, follow us on Instagram, Historic Programs. We now would like to introduce the Waverly Marching Tigers, proud ambassadors of the Waverly City School District and the city of Waverly, Ohio. Small town in southern Ohio with a population of less than 5,000 people.
Wow. Less than 5,000 people, and I think most of them are in the band.
Loving the military style uniforms.
They do it in memory of Joseph W. Hoffman, USS Oklahoma, back in the day. Thank you for that honorific acknowledgement and recognition from Waverly, Ohio, my birth state, back in Toledo a long time ago when Jeremy was knee-high to a grasshopper.
If any of you were Girl Scouts like I was, let's welcome the Girl Scout troops from Pearl Harbor and Hickam.
Yes, it. Troop 224 and 602. Right? Where's my cookies? Oh, you left them up. She says I gotta pay for it. She's a good salesman. They're good. Sold. Love Girl Scouts Hawaii. My dear wife, my bride Miho, ran Girl Scouts Maui back in the day. Very proud of her for doing that. She learned a lot, she gave a lot. Big part of our past. Wonderful, wonderful. Great stuff. Here we go. Come on down. The Marching Bulldogs from the Mount Zion High School.
Under the direction of Mr. Terrell Mitchell.
That you, Terrell? Right on, a lucky guy, huh? Right on. Welcome to Hawaii, Terrell. Looking good in that outfit, I'll tell you. Dancing music, I'll see ya. Oh, don't you love the tuba? It's the U.S. Coast Guard. Tore back in 1790. Zion. Right on. There's the U.S. Coast Guard banner recognizing its start back in 1790 and the USS Oklahoma banner right behind. I didn't hear any response about the great state of Oklahoma out there. I got about 10 of them out there. We can do it. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, you see everybody on their best behavior and putting their best foot forward and looking and sounding great. That is because they are being judged, not just by the 100,000 watching online right now. Welcome to you folks from all over the world on the internet at pearlharborparade.org, but by you right here live and by our official judging panel. And they're going to be awarded accordingly at an awards banquet and ceremony later tonight.
That's right. Stay with us. The end is within view. But coming up right now, Delton Kellogg High School Band from Delton, Michigan. Delton, Michigan's a rural farming community in West Michigan. The town and school district are filled with many beautiful lakes, woods, and farms. They're excited to have the opportunity and privilege to perform for this 80th commemoration of the attack on Pearl Harbor.
I know Michigan well, and you're absolutely correct about all the beautiful lakes.
That's right.
And we've got some good farm country. Great state of Michigan represented very well here indeed tonight.
Their top priority in Hawaii will be to honor and remember those who served during the attack on Pearl Harbor, and they'd like to thank the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade Committee for selecting them to participate in this special event tonight.
Hear ye, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, entry number 88 of nearly 100 here tonight in the Grove City High School Junior ROTC program, again from the great state of Ohio. One of the nation's original units, established back in 1968. Grove City led by Cadet Commanding Officer Owen Cooper. Thank you, Officer Cooper. Alongside Senior Naval Science Instructor Commander Martin and Naval Science Instructor Chief Todd Stanninger. Every year I look forward to this, don't you?
I do too.
The only Kenny Endo and his taiko drumming band. Tell them more, Sia, about what they're hearing and seeing.
It's the School of Traditional and Contemporary Japanese Drumming, established in 1994 by Kenny and Chizuko Endo, preserving traditional Japanese drumming to create new music for taiko. Arigatou gozaimasu!
Ladies and gentlemen, are you here? Show him some love. Kenny Endo, one of a kind on this planet. Been doing taiko drumming forever and a day. He just keeps on going. He's like the Energizer Bunny Rabbit of that world.
That's right.
On.
Thank you to everyone who's taken a couple of steps back. This is purely for your safety. I know as the parade continues, you want to get a little bit closer to the participants, but please stay right where you are, because coming up next is the Lakeville South High School Band program led by Chad Enoch. And Nick Castanguay serves 200 students in Lakeville area public schools. Their mission is to serve students, school, and community with passion and pride, all fostering character and respect through music. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marching Cougars have performed through Minnesota and internationally, and they are proud and excited to share aloha with all of you tonight. Drum majors Kaylee Stroshin, John Ariza, and Alec Dahlstrom. friends and allies.
I love it. I love it. The young Marine platoon. The war is over. 80 years banner. 1945, like Sia said, the treaty was signed. We're going to end the war. Actually, get a new beginning for a new global era. Indeed, we are commemorating whereas former once bitter enemies can now become and are friends and allies. Here, we celebrate that here tonight in Waikiki.
It's our last group of varsity cheerleaders.
Are you sure?
Not only one of our largest participants, but one of the organizations that does support historic programs to present this magnificent parade.
Unbelievable. Amazing. The best cheerleaders.
And
this
best
side of
looking
Mississippi.
cheerleaders too.
Woo! Woo! Smoking hot. Somebody don't stop them. Springfield High School Marching Band from Alabama is coming up next. Woo-hoo-hoo! And you've been waiting all night, Tigers. All right. Let me tell you a little bit more about them as they're coming on down so we can hear ourselves think. This Springfield High School mighty band from Tigerland, directed by Mr. Greg Gammons, hails from Springville, Alabama. This is the band's first time marching in the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. The Tiger Band's proud to represent the great state of Alabama at this prestigious event, they say. The Tiger Band would like to thank their community boosters, administrators, and generous donors who made this trip possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Springfield High School Marching Band from Alabama.
They look stunning, and it's their first appearance in our Pearl Harbor Memorial Day Parade. We hope it's the first of many.
First of many. Good way to put it. Talk about ships coming your way. What do we know about this? The USS Pennsylvania float in front of you now, ladies and gentlemen. Who's here from Pennsylvania out there? Right on. Welcome. Did you run the whole way? Whoa, you're something else. You too? Halfway? You have to run what they do, that's for sure. Right on. Right on. Welcome. Thank you. God bless you. Right on, Alabama. Great state of Alabama, well represented here today. War is over. Who's this fine young man gets to be his own entry in the parade? Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final concluding float, is it not? Almost. America represented by the great giant bald eagle, the symbol of America, red, white, and blue. Entry 94.
Bald eagle balloon.
Wow, wow, look at it. Look at it. There she goes. Bruce Springsteen, proud to be born in the USA. I am too. Born in Toledo, Ohio, but reborn in Hawaii back in '65, thank God.
I was born in the USA, born here in Honolulu.
Yes.
February 5th, 1975.
Born and raised, local girl.
That's right.
You should be proud. Thank
I
you,
sure
HPD.
am. It's the USS Arizona balloon.
And this is our final concluding entry, thank you Akana Trucking Parade. Always remember
December 7th, 1941.
where we commemorate the past by honoring those who served while celebrating the once bitter enemies are now friends
and allies.
See you, Tonga. It's been great to work with you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Server Joe the Auctioneer. Let's give it up for the 15th edition of this, the Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade. Thank you all for your support. God bless and be with you. Merry Christmas and Milikilikimaka Aloha Ahui Ho. Thank you
Ahui ho.
and
See you next
good
year.
night. See ya.